Man, Sixers fans, I don't know about you, but today feels like one of those days where the future of this franchise is quietly starting to take shape right in front of us. And what's interesting is that we actually have two important stories to talk about today. One is focused on a young player who could potentially become part of the next generation of this team. The other is about someone who's already here, already fighting for minutes, and entering what might be the most important season of his career so far. When you put those two stories together, it starts to paint a bigger picture of where this organization is heading. What are the Sixers really looking for? Which young players are going to earn trust? And who could become part of the long-term plan around the stars already on this roster? There are some really interesting developments that could tell us a lot about how the front office and coaching staff see the future of this team. And honestly, some of these details might surprise a lot of fans. So today, we're breaking down a potential draft target that's suddenly being linked to Philadelphia. Then we're going to talk about a young Sixer whose future role with this team could depend on one specific area of his game taking a major leap forward. Before we get into all of that, do me a quick favor. If you enjoy daily Sixers coverage from fans who live and breathe this team, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're still a brand new community, and our first big goal is reaching 1,000 subscribers. If you're here this early, you'll be able to say you were part of this Sixers family right from the beginning. Now let's get into these two big stories. Alright, Sixers fans, let's start with the first story because this one could have a direct impact on the future of the franchise. According to the latest NBA mock draft from Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley, the Philadelphia 76ers are projected to select Arizona freshman Koa Pete with the 22nd overall pick in the 2026 NBA draft. And honestly, this is one of those names that should immediately get fans paying attention. The Sixers will be making their selection using the Houston Rockets pick, and because they're drafting this late in the first round, we've seen a wide variety of prospects linked to Philadelphia over the last several weeks. But Koa Pete stands out. This is a 19-year-old former five-star recruit who entered college as one of the top prospects in the entire country. Coming out of Gilbert, Arizona, Pete was viewed as a top 5 recruit nationally before choosing to play for Arizona. And after just one season with the Wildcats, he's already expected to make the jump to the NBA. During his freshman season, Pete started all 36 games he played. He averaged 14.1 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 2.6 assists while shooting an impressive 52.8% from the field. Those are strong numbers for a freshman playing against high-level competition. What's interesting is that there was a point when many evaluators viewed Koa Pete as a potential lottery pick. That's why Zach Buckley believes Philadelphia could be getting tremendous value if he actually falls all the way to number 22. Buckley specifically pointed out that Pete is more of a traditional power forward than the modern version of the position. He isn't necessarily the type of forward known for elite ball handling or perimeter shot creation, but he brings physicality, toughness, effort, and a strong interior game. And when I hear that, I immediately start wondering what kind of role he could eventually carve out under head coach Nick Nurse. Because let's be honest, the Sixers don't necessarily need every young player to become a superstar. Sometimes what this roster needs are tough, dependable players who know their role and impact winning. What really makes this projection exciting for Philadelphia fans is the possibility that the Sixers could once again find a hidden gem late in the first round. We've seen this movie before. Back in 2020, Tyrese Maxey was widely considered a lottery-level talent coming out of Kentucky. Yet somehow he slid all the way down to the 21st pick. The Sixers grabbed him, and the rest is history. Now, nobody is saying Koa Pete is the next Tyrese Maxey, but finding high-level talent outside the lottery is exactly how smart organizations continue building contenders around their core stars. That's why this pick is so intriguing. And there's another layer to this story. If the Sixers ultimately select Koa Pete, he would become the very first draft pick of the Mike Gansey and Jameer Nelson front office era. That's a significant detail. Every new front office leadership group wants to make an immediate statement. The first draft pick often tells fans a lot about the organization's vision moving forward. Do they prioritize upside, NBA readiness, athleticism, toughness, versatility? We'll find out soon enough. The NBA draft is scheduled for June 23rd, and while mock drafts change constantly, Kyle Pete is definitely a name Sixers fans should start paying close attention to over the next couple of weeks. Now let's move to the second story, because this one isn't about a player who might join the team. It's about a player who's already here and fighting for his NBA future, Justin Edwards. And honestly, I think this is one of the most fascinating storylines heading into next season. When you look at Justin Edwards' sophomore campaign, the numbers don't immediately jump off the page. He averaged 6.0 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1.3 assists across 64 games while playing 15.3 minutes per night. But if you only look at those numbers, you're missing the full story. The reality is that Edwards' role changed dramatically compared to his rookie season. Remember how all of this started? Justin Edwards arrived in Philadelphia before the 2024-25 season as an undrafted free agent. Nobody was talking about him as a major piece of the future. Then injuries absolutely devastated the Sixers. Suddenly, Edwards went from barely seeing the floor to becoming a regular starter. After appearing in just 2 of the first 30 games of his rookie season, he played in 42 of the final 52 games and started 26 of them. He averaged 10.1 points, 3.4 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 1.0 steals during that rookie campaign. His rise was so impressive that the Sixers converted his two-way contract into a standard NBA deal in February. Think about that journey. Undrafted, fighting for a roster spot, then earning guaranteed NBA money. That's incredible. But this past season was different. Philadelphia still battled injuries, but not at the same emergency level as before. That meant fewer opportunities and a smaller role for Edwards. In fact, he played 178 fewer total minutes than he did during his rookie season. Still, there were flashes, and some of those flashes were really impressive. The biggest moment came on March 19th against the Sacramento Kings. Justin Edwards exploded for a career-high 32 points. He shot 11 for 18 from the field, 7 for 11 from three-point range, and helped lead the Sixers to a 139-118 victory. That wasn't a random performance either. It happened during a stretch where Philadelphia was missing several key players. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr. all unavailable. As a result, Edwards started 7 straight games. And during that stretch, he averaged 15.9 points, 3.0 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.0 steals while shooting 40.5% from beyond the arc on 5.3 attempts per game. That stretch may have revealed exactly what he needs to become in order to secure a permanent spot in Nick Nurse's rotation. A three-point specialist, his outside shooting has quietly become one of the most promising parts of his game. This season, he shot 37.2% from deep. That's actually an improvement over the 36.3% he shot during his rookie year. And what's even more encouraging is that he seems completely confident when letting it fly. No hesitation, no second guessing, just catch and shoot. The numbers become even more interesting when you look deeper. In the 12 games where Edwards attempted at least 5 three-pointers, he shot an incredible 50.6% from beyond the arc. That's 40 makes on 79 attempts. Meanwhile, in the 52 games where he attempted 4 or fewer threes, he shot just 26.7%. That tells me something. When he's aggressive and confident, he's a completely different player. He already has decent defensive instincts. He understands the flow of the game. He plays hard. But he's not an elite rebounder for his size, and he doesn't consistently create offense off the dribble. That's why becoming a true high-volume three-point threat could completely change his future. The Sixers desperately need floor spacing. They need players opposing defenses actually respect. If Edwards can become that guy, there is a real pathway for him to become a regular part of this rotation. And let's not forget another important factor. He's only 22 years old. There's still plenty of room for development. Nick Nurse has already shown that he trusts him. Otherwise, he wouldn't keep giving him opportunities. But heading into year 3, expectations are going to increase. The patience for inconsistent performances may start running out. There's also a contract element here. Justin Edwards is entering the second season of his 3-year deal. However, the 2027-28 season is a team option. That means next season could have major implications for his long-term future in Philadelphia. He needs to prove he belongs. Either enough for the Sixers to pick up that option or enough for another NBA team to invest in him if Philadelphia decides to move on. So there is a lot at stake. When I look at these two stories together, I think they reveal something important about where the Sixers are right now. The organization is searching for young talent that can help support Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Kelly Oubre Jr., and the rest of this roster moving forward. Whether that's through the draft with someone like Koa Pete or through internal development with someone like Justin Edwards, the future of this team is going to depend heavily on finding contributors beyond the superstar names. And honestly, that's how contenders stay contenders. Not every important piece becomes an all-star. Sometimes championships are won because organizations identify the right role players before everyone else does. We'll see if Koa Pete becomes the next name added to Philadelphia's future plans. And we'll see if Justin Edwards can take the leap that so many fans are hoping for. One thing is certain. The next few months could be extremely important for both players and for the direction of this franchise. Let me know what you think, Sixers fans. Would you like to see the Sixers draft Koa Pete at number 22? And do you believe Justin Edwards can become a permanent piece of Nick Nurse's rotation next season? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I genuinely want to hear where you stand. And if you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're still building this community, and our first big goal is reaching 1,000 subscribers. If you love honest daily coverage and real conversations about the Sixers, we'd love to have you here with us from the very beginning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.